What's up, model building geeks? Hey, it's Brian, and we're doing an update on the Big Rig group build. So, we're working on the AMT, of course, because there's very few other people out there that are making Big Rig kits. The Peterbilt 359. We've been spending some time between fixing the tripod and mocking up the frame that you see here. It's doing okay. It's not awesome. There was some severe warping on the frame part. Both pieces were kind of like snowshoeing or whatever. They're kind of warped, and we got them straightened out as best as we could, and then we started little by little doing the glue ups from. I rearranged my desk, and now I can't find little BG. Where are you, you little bugger? Here he is. Oh, his hand got messed up. Dang it. All right, so the stringers here and here and here, we had to glue those in one at a time, kind of stitch it together, and then we added in this piece here, which sadly I had put in upside down. Let's see if we can get a... There we go. So this piece here, I actually put it in upside down because the instructions have us building the frame upside down, and I was like transposing everything in my mind's eye, and I out-clevered myself, I guess is the best way to say that. Excuse me. You'll have to excuse me. I just had some General Tso's chicken for lunch, and the General is kicking my ass. Started my sinuses are running, and I think other parts of my body will file complaints with my mouth later on. But I stand by my decision. So we're going to walk this way up to the front here. We have our engine nearly full assembled because we know we just build those, then hose them down with whatever color we want to do. So we have that nearly fully assembled. We have that in a mock-up right now to see how well it's fitting in the frame. And there is just a little bit of an issue where the engine wants to kind of sit at a slight diagonal angle, but it's fixable. There's no problem there. Have our battery box in place, and I am tinkering with the idea, since it has a lid, of maybe putting a couple of magnets on there so that it can hold the lid on without having to glue the lid in place, because there is no hinge mechanism for it, and I don't feel like making a hinge for it. So using magnets is about as clever as I feel like getting right now. Let's see here. Oh, the chrome bits. Now, if you're working on one of these AMT kits with the heavy-duty chrome that they put on this stuff, and the very narrow tolerances between the wheels and the chrome stringers, the runners, I should say. I remember Brian over at Atomic Dog, or excuse me, Mini War Mutt was talking about how his Mustang had a problem with the wheel. He had to clip the wheels off, and he lost bits of the rims. What we decided to do is actually use a photo etch saw and get in there and slice off all the lugs, and then we can go back later on and sand those down nice and pretty. So I have a lot of these guys to do, as well as the actual rims themselves. And we're just going to keep this kit chrome. I'm not going to worry about stripping them and repainting them and all that jazz. I think the only thing we'll do tricky wise is dull coat them. Make them look more like they're aluminum than chrome, and that's kind of the deal. So let's get the engine off here, and we'll take this up. There we go. So we had an issue that we discovered today when we snapped on the brake drums. This bit here, I seem to have put in exactly the wrong spot, because when we put the reversed rim on here, i.e., well, it's got bolts on it. Where is it? There's one. So when we put the reverse rim on there, we're going to run into this brake bit here. This isn't a very good example because this one doesn't want to fit on there very well. There we go. So we're going to be running into the reservoir that's on here. The tire anyway, so that's not cool. So I may have to pop these off somehow and move them over a little bit. How much we have to move them over, I'm not sure. It's probably going to be determined on each individual one. Here's the very rear axle, and you can see what I'm talking about by this right here. So if we try to put one of these guys on, we have interference issues. So the instructions weren't exactly clear about how this goes on here. They're just like, put it on there. So I'm like, okay, and I did that, and now I'm like, instructions are crap. But never having built this particular style of big rig, because each manufacturer has their own style suspension and braking system that all kind of goes together, it appears that I did glue these in the wrong space, and I guess I have to move them over a little bit. And yes, I did write part numbers on nearly everything. That was fun. That took, but I got to know my parts really, really well. So we have dishes of parts. We got all of this stuff has been cleaned. All our seams have been dressed and stuff, so that's all ready to go off to get washed and primed. And then everything else on the desk, and we're going to do a quick little pan here. Everything else on the desk is not cleaned and ready for primer. So this is like nearly a week of work right here just to get to this point. And you know, I'm still having fun. The build isn't daunting at all. It's just there's a lot to do. There is one slight issue. This particular airbag mount seems to be dropped lower than the other side. I think you can see that there. I'm not cheating it on the camera, I don't think. But so I'll have to figure out if I need to raise this up or lower the other one down. So that's why we're doing all of our mock-ups and stuff to see if the thing's going to sit level before we go any further. Let's see. Is there anything else of interest? Here's the steering wheel. And that's it. That's basically it, guys. Yeah, so we're just cleaning parts and scraping seams and getting stuff ready to go off and get washed. There is a little bit of a tip in our frame. However, with the weight of the axles and the tires and the engine and all that kind of stuff, I'm wondering if it'll sort itself out. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm not going to worry about it just now, but if you hear me swearing down the road, you'll know why. All right, so that's it for now on the big rig thing. Thanks for tuning in again, and I'd like to say hi to all of our current and new subscribers. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate that very, very much. And I hope you're liking the content. All right, y'all, take it easy. We'll talk to you a little bit later on. Bye now.